I am 100% sure that we're all tired of setting New Year's resolutions that we don't keep anyway, or we end up giving up halfway throughout the year for one reason or another, right? Life has this way of throwing us curveballs, and we end up focusing on less important things or urgent things that are not exactly important. And at the end of the year, we feel completely defeated and disappointed in ourselves for being stuck in the same position again, right? Having not achieved any of the goals that we initially set out to do. I actually have a friend who said to me once, I don't make plans anymore because they always fall through anyway, so I just live my life as it comes. What's the point? But the problem with this kind of thinking and mindset is that you'll never get anywhere, or worse, you'll end up somewhere that you don't want to be. I love how Martha Lumpton puts it. To get anywhere, strike out for somewhere, or you'll get nowhere. I want you guys to imagine this. Imagine a beautiful cruise ship on a dock, prepped and ready to set out on the open sea. It has the ability to complete the voyage, and it's filled with beautiful rooms, fancy chandeliers, and countless ways to enjoy yourself on the trip. That ship is now ready to set sail. However, there's one big problem. The captain isn't too sure which destination they want to get to and have no specific route or course of action set out to get there. What is the likelihood of that ship leaving the dock, making use of all of its beautiful amenities, and reaching a desired destination on the vast open sea of the Pacific Ocean? Very slim, right? It's the same principle that applies to achieving our goals and fulfilling our vision. We are all packed with potential, and we actually have the ability to achieve our goals, but without vision and a clear plan of action, we'll always just remain stuck on the dock. At the end of 2024, I was looking back at my year and the goals that I had set, and for the first time, I actually managed to accomplish quite a few of them. I successfully completed a 6 month spiritual growth program for the first half of the year. I regained my mental health to a point where I could actually recognize myself. I was able to double my income, making multiple six figures after quitting my 9 to 5. I published my first vision planning and goal setting workbook that you guys can check in the description below. And I was actually able to start this YouTube channel that you guys are watching right now. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the step-by-step process that I took in order to accomplish my goals. So let's get to it. The first thing that I had to do was believing that I could achieve it and that it was actually possible for me to do. This is probably going to be one of the hardest aspects of this whole process, especially if your life has been constantly riddled with
failure,
disappointments, or your mindset has been overcome with limiting beliefs. I struggled with this immensely, constantly battling with thoughts of insufficiency and pessimism, before finally being able to kick self-doubt in the face. So limiting beliefs and doubts have taken more dreams to the grave than war ever will. So the belief that you can succeed is the first step to achieving anything. If you don't believe it's possible, you won't take the necessary steps in order to make it happen. As quoted by Sean Archer, a Harvard psychologist who is known for his work on mindset and belief systems. So in his book, The Happiness Advantage, Dr. Sean Archer discusses how positive beliefs and mindsets are fundamental for success. Belief in your ability to succeed not only influences your behavior, but it also activates the brain's neuroplasticity to align with your goals. In other words, when you believe that you can do something, not only does it affect the actions you take and your attitude, but the brain will automatically begin to adjust and think of pathways to help you get to your destination. The next step is to create the right environment. Environment can be broken down into two major categories. Your external environment, which comprises of your physical location. This can be as wide as the country that you were born in or your community, all the way down to your actual living room. It also includes people. This can be family, friends, relationship partners, church community, your workplace community, and finally, it also includes your input. So this has to do with media intake, music, movies, books you read, etc. All of these factors are what contributes to the external or your external environment. Your internal environment, on the other hand, includes your mindset, your peace of mind, spiritual stability, emotional stability, and your health. What is most important to understand about the impact of your environment is that your external environment plays a vital role in what you become, but your internal environment plays an even more critical role in determining who you become. So, in other words, who you are surrounded by, the things you listen to and are exposed to, and the physical space in which you are incubating every day can affect your behavior either positively or negatively? Does the friends you keep make you steal or curse, or do they keep you accountable and purposeful? So what you are surrounded by can mold you into a version of yourself that does not exactly reflect your true identity. Maybe you've become someone who is easily triggered, have a pessimistic mindset, or you've become disorderly because that's the environment you've been growing in for the past few years of your life. But this is not necessarily who you truly are, which leads me to the importance of your internal environment. What do you think about yourself? Do you have good thoughts towards yourself? And how do you interpret the world around you? As powerful as these external factors are in shaping what you become, your self-concept, your sense of self-worth, your spiritual disposition, and your mental health all play an even more significant role in determining who you become and what you can accomplish in 2025. So here are some tips for creating the right environment for achieving your goals. Firstly, find the right people. Find people with dreams as big as yours, those who have a positive mindset and are at least going in a similar direction as you are. What you're striving to do will probably seem impossible to you, and that's because you've probably never done it before. When you surround yourself with people who are at least a little further than you in accomplishing their goals and vision, they can help you avoid silly mistakes and take some of the guesswork out of the process, seeing as they've already gone through the initial phases of giving birth to their vision and purpose. So I want to use a biblical example of this that I think will put things into perspective for you. So Mary, the mother of Jesus, had what I would consider the most critical purpose in the world. She was tasked with delivering the most important baby to ever grace this planet, Jesus Christ. Now, that's a lot of pressure. However, when Mary initially received this assignment, the angel that appeared to her instructed her to leave where she was staying initially and go to a relative's house, a person by the name of Elizabeth, who was also in the process of delivering what we would call a miracle baby. Elizabeth, who was now in her old age and had been barren for all of her life, and now way past the age of childbirth, was suddenly carrying a baby and was already 6 months ahead in her process. So Mary had to journey to Elizabeth's house to ensure she had the right environment and encouragement to bring her baby to term. Another way to ensure your environment stays conducive to your growth is by staying organized and filtering everything that you watch, hear, and are exposed to while trying to accomplish your goals. This will keep your mental, emotional, and spiritual health primed at all times. So keep your room or space decluttered and organized for maximum productivity. Avoid negative news programs, reduce social media input, and feed on inspiring and informative content daily to keep your vision alive. So my next tip for achieving your goals in 2025 is learn to act immediately and make decisions in keeping with your assignment. Samuel Johnson puts it this way: nothing will ever be attempted if all possible objections must first be overcome. In other words, don't wait for things to be perfect before you act. Do the best you can with what you have right now, rather than waiting for all your ducks to be in a row. It is better to make a decision and be wrong than to not make a decision and not know that you could have been right. And that's a beautiful quote by Dr. Miles Monroe. So this is one of the major differences between those who are successful or those who achieve success and those who don't. The ones who get wealthy and prosperous are not always the well-educated and the exceptional, but those who learn to seize opportunities quickly. So don't allow procrastination and indecision to keep you stuck for another year. Something that should be done or could be done in one day should not take you 3 weeks to do simply because of indecision and procrastination. You also don't want to miss this very important step. Whatever goal you are trying to achieve, the decisions you make should be in keeping with accomplishing your vision. So that includes the books that you buy, where you go, who you hang out with, what you watch, and the things that you eat. Finally, create systems that make your goals a reality. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, states that while goals are about the outcome that you want to achieve, example, losing weight or writing a book or probably even running a marathon, systems are the processes that leads to those outcomes. Example, exercising 30 minutes every day, writing 500 words per day for 6 months, or training consistently in order to run that marathon. So Clear suggests that focusing on systems rather than goals leads to better, more consistent results because systems are what actually gets you to where you want to go. So say for example, you have a goal of creating a YouTube channel for 2025 and getting it to 200k subscribers. Your system for doing that may include doing research and finding out what matters to your target audience and your niche, and releasing 1 to 2 videos per week for the next 6 months. He also speaks about the most effective way to accomplish lasting change, which involves focusing on who you want to become in the process of achieving these goals rather than focusing on the goals themselves. So while outcome-based habits focus on achieving a specific result or outcome, example, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to write a book, focusing only on outcomes can be short-term and lead to frustration or a sense of failure if that goal is not achieved. Or once that initial goal is achieved, then you can lose motivation to go further, or worse, fall back into old habits. On the other hand, identity-based habits focus on becoming the type of person who embodies the desired outcome that you actually want to achieve. So, for example, instead of saying I want to be fit, you would say I am someone who works out regularly. Or instead of I want to write a book, shift your focus to becoming a writer who inspires others through non-fiction books. So shifting your focus from what you want to achieve, which is the goal, to who you want to become in the process makes the change more sustainable and reinforces consistent behavior. So you must believe, conceive, decide, and act on your dream if it is that you truly desire to make lasting progress in this new year. Form friend groups with people who can hold you accountable and be a consistent source of motivation when things get hard along the way. If you're ready to plan and go after your goals in 2025, then check out the free version of our vision planning and goal setting workbook in the description below, or grab a copy of the paperback version that has comprehensive exercises and questions to help you clearly define your vision and set your goals for the new year. I believe in you and your ability to bring to pass what you've been dreaming about all these years. See you guys in 2025.